Krabby Patty over there.
Got a lot to do. What's up, guys? Episode 376 S&D Podcast, our yearly Tuesday night Thanksgiving show. Right? We basically do it every year, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Sure, let's go with that.
We'll go with that. Yeah. Due to the short week, big food week. I know I'm excited.
Yeah. No, it's one of my favorite holidays of the year. So football,
What's
food.
the 12:30 game? Is it the stupid Packers playing at 12:30?
Yep, Packers.
30 Packers.
A
All
nice
right. But when the
roll.
Lions are down 30, put all your money on them. Got it. Like the Vikings.
It's gonna be a rare role reversal. It's usually the Packers killing them, and you're like, oh.
Just put all your money on the Lions regardless.
The 12:30 game is usually over by 1.
Yeah, usually. Well, last year was a good one. It was with the Bills, so.
It was.
That was the 1 o'clock game? No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Cowboys were 4 o'clock against
With
you
the
schmuck.
Giants, and that was we covered.
Oh, that was Christmas. The Viking game I'm thinking of. Vikings Colts, the comeback.
Yeah.
No, that was in Christmas because we played them Christmas Eve.
Or New Year's. One of
No,
them.
it was
New
like
Year?
the week before Christmas. That was like a random Saturday.
Oh, it
It
was
was
like
a Saturday.
college
That's what
football.
it was something special.
Yeah, it was that
like a
random Saturday. Yeah,
Yep.
because
Where
we
they
played
were
them
up
on
like
Christmas.
30 at
Yeah,
halftime.
we played them on Christmas Eve.
Right, we went to Minnesota Christmas, whatever it was, Eve Day.
Yep. It was Eve.
There was. Do I still have this article that I saw today from Fox Sports? Let's see. Aha, here we go. It's titled "Packers Hoping Youth Movement Leads to Another Era of Sustainable Success." Apparently, the locker room is starting to gel with their lovely quarterback.
He looks better. They're starting to figure out their roles. They still can't block anybody, and they still can't stop anybody.
Blocking's stupid anyway.
But
Yeah, overrated.
we can get there. Yeah, we can figure that.
Time
stuff
to make this league 7-on-7. Who
I
needs
agree.
blocking?
Yeah.
Plenty of teams would be pissed off about that, but our teams wouldn't be.
If you ask the Chiefs, we should just make it like automatics, like with football. You don't have to catch the ball, just wherever.
I
you
mean,
throw it.
I don't like the Chiefs. How the Chiefs built their team this year.
It's a
No.
weird. It's a
Don't love
weird build.
But
they,
I think
they clearly have 4 of the same wide receiver, and it's just like in
Right.
January, it's just not going to work because the gadget play to Tony or Sky Moore or who else is there?
well, MVS dropped the pass.
MVS dropped the pass. They're all the same wide receiver.
If
Listen,
you're
but
right,
the
if you're
differences
gonna,
between them and a lot of other teams is if you
They have
listen
Mahomes.
to,
Yes.
you listen to Mahomes' press conference after the game. Hey, he may have dropped the pass, but I could have thrown it a little lighter and it could have landed in his hands.
That's him
3
being
yards.
a nice teammate.
That's
Right.
but that's a difference between someone going out there and be like, this fucking bum should have caught the ball, and
I mean,
then it
Yeah.
becomes a locker room thing.
no, but Danny
He
has a
probably
point.
went and hit
where,
him a
like,
couple times in the locker room, but we're not going to know that.
if you're gonna have a subpar receiving core, at least have guys who can do different things.
right.
Like you're just putting everything intermediate on Kelsey, and everybody else just runs deep, and it works, I guess.
Or a
in
bubble
this-
screen here, bubble screen there. It's motion.
Their running
also-
backs are good,
They haven't
Oh,
scored.
they're still good, but
They haven't
I
scored a point in the second half in 3 games.
yeah, that's the
So,
issue.
Maybe
Listen, if there's
people are
anybody who
figuring
can,
them out.
if there's a team you look at and say, okay, there's something that's going to turn around because of the coaching staff and everything, it's the Chiefs. Let's
Right,
face it.
but I think I would take the Rams right now. I would think the Rams would beat them.
The Rams, like the Los Angeles Rams.
Not right. I'm
or-
sorry, the Ravens. Sorry,
Okay.
Oh,
my bad. Got the wrong.
I was
arm.
like a healthy cup, maybe. I don't
No,
like
I
Stafford
don't
this
know.
year.
I don't think
no
so.
Ravens. I think the Ravens could beat them.
I don't disagree.
The Ravens are getting hot, so they're getting into that momentum
But it's going to be interesting to see without Andrews. So I also didn't
Did you guys see he made play in this year? Harbaugh came out and was like, well, after MRIs and tests, it doesn't look as bad as we think it was. So there's a possibility of him coming back at some point.
We have a certain quarterback in New York that's doing the same thing. So
yeah, but he had dolphin noises, so it's okay.
Dolphins having sex.
Of course.
Listen, and the other quarterback is getting surgery the day before Thanksgiving, so all the doctors are going to be away from him for.
Yeah, what's the point of that?
Why not just wait till Monday? Kind of, yes, but hey, listen, whatever.
To each their own.
If I was him, I'd be in touch with Rodgers and saying, "What the hell? What kind of drugs do you want, bro?"
Illegal ones.
I just can't see him playing this year. Like you sent the clip of Joe B saying he should play no matter what. No, I would spoil.
No. But the clip said he should play so that he can get hurt this year, so we don't have to worry about it next year. That was what Evan said.
I as soon as I saw what the clip was, I shut it off on my phone.
But that's what he said was, Tiki said, "Why do you want him to play?" And he said, "So that if he gets hurt this year, so we're just accepting the fact he's going to get hurt again. I don't have to worry about it next year. We can just move on." That's what Evan said. So it's the dumbest thing on the planet. They need to get somebody who can block, and that's it.
The same thing happened with Favre in his first year in New York. He came out playing well. He got hurt. He missed a couple of weeks, and then next thing you know, he came back and was still hurt, and it didn't do anything good for that team.
He didn't miss any weeks. That was the problem.
No, yeah, he should have missed weeks.
He refused to miss weeks because he's him. And
now Rodgers wants to be him again. Still, 20 years later,
he'll be a Viking next year.
No, silly. He's going to the Bears. He owns them.
He can go to the Bears all he wants. Nothing.
Favre went to the Vikings because he owned them. So now Rodgers goes to the Bears because he owns them.
He's not. The Bears don't scare me. They never will. They don't know how to run a franchise.
Yeah, because if Rodgers was the quarterback dropping dimes at Lambeau once a year, you would be like, okay.
The same thing would happen. The Bears are a step below the Jets in the hierarchy of the league. I don't care how long they've been around. They're a disaster. So he'd find a way to, him, his 40-year-old body and knees on that field. Please.
Give me. You're like, I'm in.
Yeah. If he lasts a play, I'll be surprised.
Listen, I'm still waiting for the Bears to show up week 1 to beat you, like they said they were going to do, because the Rodgers are
so much smack, and then the building collapsed. They thought the guy was the IRS, the fucking FBI was coming. Everything fell apart.
Then Fields got hurt.
Yeah.
Listen, they should have won in Detroit the other day, but they're the Bears.
Now they lost to the Lions.
Did you see the clip? It said, like, if you took the Bears -8.5, look away. It was the Hutchinson, the lineman, kicking the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't kick that ball out of bounds and Hutch falls on it, it's a touchdown. You cover.
Yep. Smart play. That lineman had some money on the game, probably.
You know what's interesting? A similar situation. No, not similar, but like Michigan blocked the punt on Saturday right by the end zone, and the punter kicked it out of bounds, and it was a flag.
Really?
Like they gave him a penalty for kicking it out of bounds.
I don't think I've ever noticed that, but okay.
And then the complete opposite happened in the Bears-Lions game where he kicked out of bounds, and it was like, good job, guy.
So in college it was unsportsmanlike?
I guess that's what it's considered. I mean, he did kick it directly into a camera guy, which was hilarious.
That's the only thing I could think of. Kicking it out of the end zone.
It was one of those camera guys that holds the glass one with the camera in the middle. He nailed the camera right in the middle. It was pretty funny. So maybe that was what the flag was, but yeah, I don't know.
That game cracked me up. The Maryland had an false start, and everybody but the center, and the commentator was like, "Oh, clearly the center had the wrong snap count."
It was a weird game. That was just the weird.
Yeah, it was just like
game.
last year's game. I should have thought of
Maryland plays well against Michigan.
Yeah.
The last couple of years, they've played us tight. And also they showed it on the game. They're like,
Same thing last year with Illinois. So
they're a team that has that like swagger that goes out there and can play well in those big games for some reason, but can't win the big games. It's like the opposite of Penn State.
Well, yeah. Well, they're also not a powerhouse in the Big Ten.
They're building.
I know, but they're one of
they
the.
They finally have like the staff to build stuff. Like they've played tough games this year.
Yeah, no, I know. I've bet on them a few times. I think with them, the thing with them is they are one of the schools that should have just stayed in the ACC, and since they are a basketball school, and seeing what happened.
You could say that about a lot of teams.
No, that's what I'm saying. They are on the top of that list.
Who's this?
Rutgers will be in the Big East, but there's no Big East anymore.
Well, the Big East part, yeah, other than basketball and these smaller sports. But yeah. I'm just saying, like, them and like West Virginia, Pitt. Well, Pitt's still
happy anniversary, Julian Uncle Mike also.
Yeah, happy anniversary, guys. And
happy anniversary.
Happy Thanksgiving to all.
What are you guys thankful for in sports?
So, the third to last BCS standings came out, and Washington jumped. Florida State.
Okay.
Granted, who Florida State
5.
played. Florida State is 5 now, which basically takes them out because they don't have a quarterback. It's his legs still on the
that was
field.
A bad one. Ugh. I try to avoid those, but that was because it didn't look bad at first.
They never do, and then the leg wobbling.
And then it was just sideways, and I was like, ugh.
And then he had the balls like the next day to go on Instagram and be like, "Well, it looks like my college career is over." Like, thanks, guy.
Yeah.
So
his leg's not supposed to do that.
I don't think there's a body part that's supposed to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a tough break for them. They got Florida this week, so that's a big rivalry game for them. So see what happens, and hopefully they survive. And
this is what happens when your conference plays Division III schools the second to last week of college football.
I mean, you could be
non-competitive games. You take bigger chances of making plays like that.
So,
like Auburn lost to a school that they paid $1 million to, and they lost by 21 points.
Well, they haven't been relevant since Cam Newton, so.
Right. No, well, a couple years after that, they make a couple of lucky throws against Alabama to get them to the title.
The easiest way for this to end is
just leave it the way it is right now.
Is Georgia wins the SEC championship game.
Well, if Georgia wins, yeah, we don't have to
worry.
We don't have an Alabama problem.
Well, the thing becomes the Big Ten problem then.
The Big Ten problem is:
does the loser of this weekend's game
get in over an assumingly undefeated Florida State?
You don't like to hear this, Steve, but what if this was an extra punishment if Michigan was?
That's 100%. We're already third because of it. Rosen and I are 100% convinced we've been 3 because of it. Where we've had games where we've played a lot better games than Ohio weeks where we've played a lot better than.
Yeah, I don't like Ohio State's quarterback this year. He's clearly a true freshman, and with your defense, it should be fine. Obviously, you're going to bracket
and at home,
and you're going to bracket. You're obviously going to bracket the 2-star wide receivers, so it's going to be interesting.
And the other thing was the other things I saw today. This is the first time in 4 years where Blake Corum is not on an injured list going into the game.
Okay.
Well, remember, Edwards was the one that went off the last 2 years. So.
Well, remember he didn't play last year. No, 2 years ago it was Haskins.
Right.
Last year was Edwards because Corum hurt his leg the week before against I think it was Maryland.
But Edwards almost had like 200 yards rushing that year.
Something like that. He had like 3 or 4 touchdowns. Haskins had 3 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns the year before.
It's it's honestly my favorite game of the year, so I'm excited.
And then the other one was it's also Blake Corum's last game at the Big House and his birthday.
I mean,
Sounds like
he's also 4 touchdowns away from breaking the Michigan record.
I think for them to win, they need to let JJ at least try to sling it.
They're gonna do it last year,
like he did last year.
Rosa and I spoke about this Sunday. We were talking about it last year. They stuffed the box, knowing we were a running team, and JJ took him, was able to shred him. Then once they backed off the box, Edwards took over.
Right.
Same way. It's got to be the same way again this year.
Well, yeah. And I forgot which college podcast I was listening to, but if Ohio State loses, Day has to be on the hot seat. I mean, he has to be. 3 years in a row, starting this whole storm with Harbaugh, having the other team's coach not coaching at the same time, you have the coaching advantage this year. So it's just
that's the crazy thing.
If you lose to non-Harbaugh, then you're out.
But the key, I mean, again, the in-game
adjustments.
It really comes down to in-game adjustments because ideally Harbaugh runs the game because he's just not coaching the game. That's the only part of the week he doesn't coach.
Right.
The game itself.
I mean, right, but in the game, you're not.
He's not there to make the adjustments. He's not there to make.
Right. Exactly, and that's obviously the most important scenario.
For example, a couple weeks ago in Penn State, when we couldn't pass the ball at all, so what did we do? Just start handing the ball.
When you're running the ball at will like that, you keep on doing it.
Although, what's to stop him from just texting someone?
Right.
Yeah. What's stopping him from shooting a text to Mike Hart and being like, "Yo, halftime, change this."
So who's the coach?
Sure. What's his name? Mike. Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. He actually got nominated for an assistant coach award this week. Michigan Wolverines interim head coach. Name is Sharon Moore.
Okay.
He's been the guy who's been doing it. I think he did the first game or maybe the last game of the first 3 also. And also the report is that he's the one that's getting calls from schools that are looking for coaches. So Harbaugh kind of made that decision of keep showing them what you got.
Right.
Okay.
It's just okay, whatever, you know. We didn't even talk about that. That was their 1,000th win against Maryland.
But I heard Jack McCarthy from Unnecessary Roughness Barstool said that they played a couple of high school teams.
When?
Honestly, all jokes aside, all those.
If you look,
every college is like that. I'm just busting your chops.
No, it's just funny because like when you said that, I'm thinking back. There was a Instagram post. It was like first win, 100th win, like each of the 100 wins. Right. First, some of those schools don't even exist anymore. They could be elementary schools for all we know.
Yeah,
from
right.
The 1920s.
Well, it's like Rutgers claiming that they're the first college football game, and if you watch Eli's Places, it wasn't football, but it was funny. Him and John Stewart went to Rutgers and dressed it up like old-timey football players. I recommend that episode. But
speaking of old-timey football, did you see the Army Navy jerseys this year?
Yeah, they look really nice.
I like the Navy ones, and then the submarine helmet, and then I saw the Army ones. I was like, all right, this may be the best uniform matchup they've ever had.
Yeah, a couple years ago was pretty good too. Last year, I don't remember last year, but Navy's helmets are like work of art. Every year, Just
but this one with the torpedo on one side and the submarine on the other one is just fire.
With the ocean blue always, yeah. It's sick stuff. And Army's going to the American Conference next year as well, so they're not an independent anymore next year. So
really?
They're going to be playing Navy. Yeah, they're going to be in the conference with Navy and all the other American Conference teams.
So they want to host a college football playoff game. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to go back there. That was one of the coolest experiences ever.
Still never forget when Danny destroyed Jason and I in NCAA football with just Army.
You guys couldn't stop the option. I'm sorry.
It was the only play too. It's not like we had to play for any other play.
Yeah, you guys just didn't stack the box. That's not my fault.
Yeah, but the option was
the option in the college football games is always the easiest thing.
Yeah,
you
right.
go get mad, and now you can't run an option if your life depended on it.
no.
Probably next year in NCAA football.
I can't. That's the only reason why I got PS5.
They should
I
just
have a
release, they should
feeling
release
it's
it
gonna
early.
be
Whoever wins
shitty.
the Heisman, just put them on the cover and just release it.
Right.
Just do it. It's all anybody wants. Nobody cares about anything else. Interesting enough, speaking of video games, Kyler Murray is 2-0 since the new Call of Duty came out. Who would have thought? Oh no, they lost, right?
They lost.
They lost, but he's still playing well.
They lost both their games, I think.
No, they won last week.
They won the first game. Remember, he had the big
No, they
running
lost
out of the
first game.
third down.
No,
play.
they won 2 weeks ago.
Oh, they won 2 weeks ago. They
They're
definitely
1-1
lost.
with Murray as the quarterback.
Yes,
Dobbs is the one that lost. Finally,
correct.
are we in on the Broncos now? Like,
No,
are they a playoff team?
How shitty the AFC is, they could.
Shitty the AFC West is. I mean,
I don't know.
they do have that one win against the Chiefs this year.
They'll probably sneak one out. Maybe. Because now the Bengals are going to be dead.
They are
And-
currently.
And then the Steelers are the Steelers, but new offensive coordinator might do work.
They still have to play the Chargers twice.
Well, yeah, the Chargers choke weekly on the last drive every single week. It's
Oh
honestly.
my God, his comment after that game.
He's
Comment
dead.
after that game was
The fact that
awful.
he still had a job going home from Jacksonville last year is all you need to know. That you're not a serious team.
I saw a pretty funny TikTok of a guy, and he was like, "This is why Justin Herbert will never be a winner." And it was like,
But
He
it's not
didn't-
hit. Oh,
no, it was like he didn't run on the field and yell at this DB, and tell him to cover the wide open receiver that he miscovered.
oh
He
my
also
God.
didn't yell at Austin Eckler for wearing the wrong shoes. So he slipped 3 times and fumbled on one of them and didn't catch a pass because of the other one. And he also
Keenan
didn't.
Allen and Quentin Johnson.
Oh, did you the Keenan Allen one in the red zone? Like it hit him right here, and
yeah,
it
that one was
Oh.
bad.
nothing.
Well, the Quentin Johnson one is
The
just
Quentin
as bad.
Johnson, he at least was running and had to reach. Like
Right,
I can see how that happened.
right.
The Keenan Allen one just it might as well hit him in
Yeah.
the face.
Crazy.
And it was like they were blaming the sun on the broadcast. I was like, we're blaming. Okay, you can blame the sun. The Packers didn't have any problem.
Well,
Unreal.
that's the advantage of playing at home, Vincent.
They know what the sun is.
You know where the sun is.
The cleat thing, 100%. People fall at Lambeau all the time. Opposing teams. The sun? No, thank you.
Well, that was like when the second Super Bowl run, Akeem Nicks dropped the ball against Washington.
Yeah.
And
the
everyone
sun?
was like, you play at home. How do you not know where the sun is? And he was like,
Well,
running
Odell
directly
Beckham
into
too
it.
with the Josh Norman game. We would have won that game.
right.
The
Always
first
blame
one.
it's
Like
always
the
sun.
first play of the
Literally
game.
the first play of the game.
Yeah. Or you could have just not
Fought Josh Norman. And
Yeah.
let him go down the field.
Rookie year Odell is something different though.
Yo,
but also
That
was that the
game-
year also we played the Pats that we let them go down the we gave everybody like
yeah, that year we lost
38
like
we
5
That was
games in the
everything.
final minute.
no.
That-
That game, that Panther game, you go back and look at the two of them. That was nuts.
No, that was real fighting.
That was insane.
yeah, that was legitimate fighting.
Did you guys know Blake Martinez is on the team?
He is?
Well, now that he's just banned from selling Pokemon cards, I mean,
Yeah, that's a rough look.
yeah, he got He was
He's on
picked
a
up
practice
on, I
squad?
think, the Steelers practice squad today.
Okay.
He got taken off somebody's.
If he was
practice
on
squad.
somebody's practice squad and then was taken off, then somebody had to sign him to an actual contract.
So
can't just-
Steelers signing Blake Martinez off Panthers practice squad.
Okay, so he is a Steeler. He is a confirmed Steeler. And I
Every
think
day.
for 3 weeks they have to have him on the roster, or you have to pay him for 3 weeks. I think.
Something. Like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were just
You're
going
not,
over
really,
this.
you're not paying him that much anyway.
No, but we were going over with the Packers running back situation because they both their Aaron Jones and their third stringer got hurt, so they signed a guy they had on their practice squad for a long time. They signed him off somebody's practice squad, but now he has to be on the. They have to pay him for 3 weeks basically.
Oh, that was the other reason why the Chargers lost. The grass hurt, sprained both his ankle. That's
It
every
did.
year.
No, he was not great.
Yeah, but they announced today he's week to week.
He didn't look good.
But then again, I don't really think their coach knows what he's talking about. They should hire Jeff Fisher. At least they'll go 8-8. At least, well,
Here we go again.
they come up the other day of him telling his coaching staff that he was fired in Los
It
Angeles.
can't.
And what would be
Even
funnier than him coaching the other Los Angeles team?
Even I, who loves Jeff Fisher, cannot. We can't go back to Jeff Fisher.
The other thing that apparently these teams are waiting for is to see if Harbaugh is getting an extension or not, because they're saying that if the school decides not to give it to him, they think he'll have more consideration for that Charger job, the Raider job, some job that's going to be open. And the report is, though, that the extension's already done to stay at Michigan. You guys thought Greg Counsell got a lot of money to be the Cubs manager. Apparently, Harbaugh's going to get a ridiculous amount of money to stay at Michigan.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't.
Which, honestly, if he was to leave and go pro again and then not like it and come back, I wouldn't say no.
It's not. This is Sean Payton
Can't say
all
no
over again. He's not leaving to take the Raider job or to take the,
No, he's taking a job that
go to a win now job.
At very least, it's got to have a quarterback. So he might leave to take the Charger job. That's a possibility.
I mean, the Charger job is very, very ideal.
Yeah,
but it's the Chargers, man.
It is the Chargers. That's the problem.
The other job people look at is Chicago having a top pick, because can he come in and take his quarterback?
Yeah, you'll have 2 top 3 picks,
right? Or go to Carolina and have a young Bryce Young and be able to coach. Apparently, he's on the hot seat. The guy's been there a week.
Right. I'm not going to Carolina.
If I'm if I'm him, I call up the Texans and just be like,
no.
DeMarco Ryan.
I'm doing it. I don't care. Kick
DeMarco Ryans is going to win Coach of the Year.
He's about to win Coach of the Year.
Door for him.
Remember when you guys told me they wouldn't win 5 games this year?
I'm telling you, half the teams in the league would fire their coach for him.
DeMarco Ryans isn't getting fired.
I know he's not getting fired.
But they're also Vinton doesn't realize that they're the Texans and they're a dumb franchise who doesn't do smart things. So they had Wade Phillips there for 20
Why not
years.
the Jets if we're gonna go nuts?
Well, there's a guy who's interesting.
No,
I think Rodgers makes that final decision.
He wants to deal with Harbaugh? No way.
No, does he want to keep Salas? Is the question.
No way. He's terrible.
So who are they gonna? So they gonna hire?
Matt LaFleur gets fired at the end of the year. And he can have
who
his
are they
boy
gonna
back.
hire?
I mean, him. I wouldn't. The Packers.
When the
aren't
Cowboys
like
get
that.
knocked out in the first round of the playoffs and they fire Mike,
That's it.
there you go. Rodgers
They don't like
and
each
Mike
other.
go to the Jets.
They don't like each other. All his guys are there already.
Yeah.
There's no guys left. His guy is the backup quarterback, and he has to start now because they wouldn't get an actual
his
backup
guy
quarterback.
doesn't play at all, and his name is Randall Cobb.
There was Jeff fans complaining about Alan Lazard.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, this is what happens.
I blame the quarterback. The guy couldn't even run on the field without falling. His own head coach tackled him. That's
that
how much
I
his
was
coach doesn't like him.
that the Packers never gave him any weapons. That's what I was told.
Oh, interesting.
10 years of Jordy is not a weapon.
It's not a weapon. The best receiver in the league for like 5 years wasn't a weapon. But
Adam Jones.
The
But-
guy where you got
an
the
older
one guy
Randall
where-
Cobb and an older Allen Lazard and Garrett Wilson are weapons. No disrespect to Garrett Wilson, of course.
Yeah,
I mean, Wilson's a weapon, but you got to.
He's
have
very much a
quarterback
weapon.
that's
Garrett Wilson
You
is
saw it in the
fantastic.
preseason game.
He's
It took
not
one drive
prime
to see-
Devontae Adams. He's just not.
No,
Well,
he's a
you're
different
trading-
style.
You're trading him for Devontae Adams anyway, so it's okay.
If they trade him for Devontae, they're not going to have a choice. If they want if they want to actually bring
Oh,
Devontae
he's
Adams,
in that trade.
He's in that trade. Yes.
But
So
if you make that
Good luck.
trade, Woody Johnson better go back to England because the Jet fans are probably going to end up burning that building now. That practice facility is getting burnt.
you have
Because
to.
if you're going to bring in
you have
Devontae,
zero choice but to win a Super Bowl.
you give up 6 first-round picks and not give up Garrett Wilson.
Right.
You can't.
You basically got to make it like the
But
who was
also,
the Cowboy Viking trade?
Herschel Walker.
Herschel
But I
Walker
don't
trade. You
think-
basically got to do that.
But I don't think he would cost that much because that's a big deal, like a big contract.
Yeah, but necessarily that means that big contracts got to go the other way. So who's the big contract going the other way?
There is no if you take the whole contract, that's maybe only a first and a second. Because that's what he got traded for in the first place. That's what Tyreek got traded for. So
Maybe he's trying to go to the front office like Randy Moss did. He'll go show up at Rodgers' and somehow get trade away like a 6th-round pick for him.
unbelievable.
Right? Wasn't that the trade, Randy Moss?
I think it was a 4th.
I don't remember Randy Moss.
If I had to, the
April 29,
Patriots.
2007, in exchange for a 4th-round
Yeah.
pick.
But he was also a quote
he-
unquote, yeah.
That's what Steven's saying. Steven's saying
Yeah.
Devontae's gonna say, "Get me the fuck out of here," and I'm not showing up. And
But at least we've
John
seen
Bowie, by the way, is the name of the draft pick.
at least we've seen Devontae have moments as a Raider. We barely saw
Right.
any with Randy Moss. He was
You-
like,
you
I'm
never
not
voted.
playing.
I think he had 1,000-yard season.
I'm sure he did, but it was quiet as hell.
because I remember looking this up. Like I think he had one.
I'm sure he did.
Randy Moss as a Raider
But it wasn't Randy Moss.
had
Yeah.
1,005 yards.
It was
his first year.
1,005. Yeah.
16 games, 123
and
targets.
Kerry Collins was throwing to him, so I don't
Correct.
blame him.
I mean,
washed up
in
Kerry
fairness, he did 1,000 yards and 60 catches.
No, I mean that's obviously good, but it wasn't like Randy Moss. So like, oh my god.
I mean, he also averaged 62 yards per catch.
He's the best.
He's easily the best receiver we've ever like all around receiver we've ever seen.
And T.O. Imagine if T.O. wasn't a nutcase.
Imagine if T.O. was healthy in that Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, he still did it.
You know what? That was who I compared to Mark Andrews to. Does Mark Andrews Ravens Super Bowl? That's the game that he plays in. That's the next time you see him. You put him out there in a jersey no matter what. And when they don't cover him because they think he's that hurt, you throw it to him 100 times like they did to Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
Odell's going to win a Super Bowl MVP. He's owed one after he tore his ACL for the Rams and should have won the MVP in that game.
Well, he only played like a quarter.
Played a half. He played most of the first half.
Yeah.
But he was running away with the MVP. He had the touchdown. He had I think it was close to 100 yards. Super Bowl.
I don't think it
Let's
was
see
at
that.
that point yet.
Let's see. Nobody cared about the playoffs. I just want statistics. Beckham had a touchdown, 17-yard touchdown. Where does he get hurt? Does it say in here when he gets hurt?
No.
Didn't say when he gets hurt, though. statistic-wise, he was 2 for 52 and a touchdown. But Kupp ended up with 2 touchdowns. I am not paying you money, Wikipedia. Go away. So, let's see. Thanksgiving, we get Packers-Lions, which I'm kind of intrigued why they didn't go Lions-Vikings, considering that was the matchup you would think would be for the division this year.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I guess Packers-Lions just, that's a history.
Yeah,
Cowboys-Washington, again, a history thing, because you could have did Cowboys-Eagles.
Yeah.
And I know you guys are excited. Dolly Parton is doing their halftime show in Dallas.
That's nice.
somebody weird is doing the Packer halftime show.
Jack Harlow.
Yeah, that's not that weird. I thought it was weirder.
Sound-
He's pretty popular.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton's a lot weirder than Jack
Yeah.
Harlow.
No, he's in Dallas, so.
Yeah, the Dallas makes more sense.
Yeah, but then they said there was another Thanksgiving, and then I know the night game is Niners. Oh, Steve Aoki is doing the Niners Seattle halftime show.
Okay.
The Drew Lock versus Brock Purdy matchup that we're all excited about. Vin, if he doesn't whip out the Buzz Lightyear celebration, that's it. Cut him right away.
Was a Buzz Lightyear celebration?
Drew Lock, a couple years ago, ran in for a touchdown with the Broncos and then pretended he was Buzz Lightyear on the sideline.
Yeah, that was his peak moment in the NFL.
And then the Dolphins should take care of the Jets.
And then the Dolphins are the first Friday. What time is that game? 1 o'clock?
3.
Yes.
What
college?
Wait a minute. Isn't that the same time as the Iron Bowl? Is the Iron Bowl
I'm
Saturday?
assuming.
No, 6, I think.
Yeah, they had to play 3 so they can get all the high school and colleges. So.
Or is it 12? I know the Jet game is not
The Jet
around
game's
the
at
Army.
3. Yeah.
Right. The
Army Navy's not for another 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's the standalone game.
Oh, okay.
That game is played that's the game that leads into the Heisman Trophy announcement.
Right.
Basically.
That's not
Where is that game this year, Danny?
I don't know. Either Philly or Baltimore. They stay in the same 3 spots.
Army Navy game this year is. Nope, don't want to say where it is. That's fun. New England.
Oh, I was way off. Okay. I thought they had like a rule of like it has to be like the halfway point or some crazy like rule. Since the whole school is going from both schools.
Next year's in Washington.
Okay.
Oh, here you go. In 2022, there was an article that says 5 different cities along East Coast over 5 years. So 2023 is this year. It's in Foxborough. Next year is in Maryland. 2025 in Baltimore. MetLife 2026.
Okay.
And then Philly in 2027. That's cool. Spread it out a little bit.
Yeah, that's what they usually do. It's cool that they got New England in. I don't think I've ever noticed New England ever.
It's usually Washington,
Philly or New York, yeah. It's usually Washington or Philly.
Right, and then sprinkle in a New Jersey game every couple of years. Just to kind of...
Nobody cares about Jersey.
Shitty stadium. It was voted... It was
Worst
unanimously...
I do have to rebuttal, even though MetLife sucks, and I agree. But at least we can have showers after games.
Yo, how does the new ownership not get the water running?
Well, they had a good reasoning. It was either shut down the whole water for the whole entire stadium during the game or let the players suffer. So
yeah, unfortunately, you got to they can go to the hotel and shower.
No, they can't. They're going right on. They checked
Well,
out
they
of
took
those.
cold showers because Tommy DeVito said, "Do you see my hair?"
Oh, sorry.
It was
Poor
pretty.
Tommy
Um,
DeVito.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah. So again, and they check out. They get right on the plane. So they're going right home after that.
What's what I'm saying?
He's got to get home for Sunday sauce.
Sunday dinner.
Vincent.
Yeah, Sunday dinner.
Can't be late for Sunday sauce, Vincent.
They can go home. He can. That's what I'm saying. He can shower when he gets home. It'll be fine.
Yeah, man.
Everyone's gonna be there with the sauce ready on the stove, ready to go.
I can't imagine how those guys do it. Like,
That clip I sent you, Danny, was I saw that.
I would have no interest in entertaining family after a football game.
Yeah,
Finn, do you remember in Wedding Crashers when he goes to Will Ferrell's house?
Yes,
And it's like he's yelling for his mom to make meatloaf.
of course.
That's how it is when the Giant players go to Tommy DeVito's.
I'm assuming he's gonna have a big contingent at his house on Thursday. I would assume so.
Probably.
Probably have an open door at this point. He's just gonna leave the door open and just let all the neighborhood in.
Yeah.
He's got to be getting a nice little bonus check for at least just playing.
Remind me to send you guys a photo of his agent. And
Oh,
he
I
looked
saw
like,
the photo of his agent. I was like, oh, yep, this is the guy who beat the guy with the bat.
Yeah,
okay.
he knows where dead bodies are and a bad coke habit.
Got it.
He came from Central Casting.
The whole fucking thing is from Central Casting.
Oh, when his dad yelling at the Cowboy game,
Yeah.
that's the play you run on fucking 4th and 3.
Oh my god!
This is just.
I thought Dayball was going to get shot right then and there. If they showed that guy on a cell phone, I would have been fearful for the coaching staff's life.
That was
He's
it.
still a plumber, so
Tommy is, or the
well,
dad.
he will be too in a couple of years, but
Unfortunately.
Tommy may be by April.
Yeah, I mean, this is it
Yeah.
for him.
yeah. Who would have
So-
thought? My preseason jokes coming to roost.
It's crazy to think that he actually played well in the preseason against
Well, yeah,
third
he's
stringer.
playing third string guys, so I mean,
We were trying to hold
Washington-
him on the practice squad for next year, like we did with Victor Cruz all those years ago. Just
I
keep him on
mean,
the...
Washington's that much of an embarrassing team that he was able to do this. Well, Tyrod's going to be back by the Packer game, so
That's going to be interesting
Oh,
because
great.
especially playing New England this week. Speaking of Tommy DeVito.
Oh no! Here comes Tommy DeVito.
Speaking of Tommy DeVito.
What's up?
Nicholas.
Fuck you, Vin.
Right back at you, bud. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, buddy. What's up, man?
in your family mobster tree, is the DeVito family on the good part of it or the side we don't like?
No, they're a friend of ours. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure. Just
Got it.
you know those Jersey mobster companies.
I don't
Everyone
want
keeps
to-
using the video. I
That's
made it
it.
into a GIF, so I just.
I
send
don't
it to
want
people
the
and
I
they
don't yeah, I don't want cinder blocks on my legs.
No, nobody wants that. Danny, you look a lot better than yesterday, my friend.
I feel just as crappy, but my eye is better, so thanks for caring.
That's all that matters.
So a couple
all
weeks
matters.
ago, Snacks was going to come on. I do have a picture for you though before
Oh no.
because this has to do with our conversation that will lead into before we go into Giants, because I would love to hear what you have to say.
All right, let me.
This
see
was on today's date in 1998, back page of Newsday Sports. You missed this man yet, or what? After the most recent comments from the Steinbrenner family.
Well, that's
Yet? I've missed this man since he passed.
go back. Shocker. Garden City rolls. That's a shock.
What?
No, on the top page.
There was a
Garden
part
City
of the-
rolls.
All right.
Sorry.
So,
Oh, well. Who would have thought in 1998 too, Danny?
Well, no,
all
they're a
right,
powerhouse.
All right,
If
Stevie,
Jason Casanova just bats the ball down, we beat them. There's no fucking overtime rule in regular season. We probably would have gone far.
So
I mean,
I did get his vent out from 2004.
Yeah, 2004. Fucking Jason Casanova.
Ugh.
We talking
were
the
saying-
Niner
Steve-
game right now?
Steve, wait,
No,
time out. Time out.
my high
Give me
school
2
football.
seconds. 2 seconds.
I heard 2004. I was like, we're talking the fucking
No, we're not talking about the Niner playoff
Niner
game, okay?
botch
Shut up,
snap, and
Vincent.
then
That was 2002.
it was 2002. You're
Yeah,
right.
2002, 2003.
2 seconds. Because I was really mad that I wasn't able to get on last week. I want to say right now, Brian Cashman, I wish he got frostbite and died on
When he was
his-
sleeping. I'm shocked.
yes.
I am in
I-
shock that you
uh,
were not
I
on the
may-
news for
I-
beating him
I-
with a bat while he was sleeping.
No, I'm shocked too. I may have just canceled your show that I said that, and I'm sorry because I love this show, and you guys know that. I love three friends talking shop at a bar type scene. Like that's my thing. I hate that motherfucker. I hate him. I despise him. I think his wife cheats on him. I think his kids hate him. I think he is the worst human being in the world. In the world. I also think your Mets are a fucking disgrace. They suck.
Yeah, I'm not happy
Who?
about them.
They haven't
They
played any
suck.
games.
No, they
Still
haven't played any
suck.
game. But you hired somebody from Aaron Boone's tree. You idiots. You idiots.
Very
Idiots.
underwhelming. I had to
I
text
mean,
him.
in
"Who's this
fairness, it
guy?"
was either him or paying a guy $10 million a year to be a manager. So,
right.
I'd rather buck for $20 million.
I mean, I'd rather buck too, but still,
Buck.
I'm not paying
yeah,
Craig
right.
Counsell $10 million a year to
No, I agree.
not be
I
able
agree.
to coach a team because there's money involved now.
I absolutely agree with that. The Craig Counsell money is insane,
It is
and I would have never went that route. But
I'm
I
actually
feel-
shocked. I'll be honest. I'm shocked the Mets didn't go that route because of the way Cohen has been. I'm
Yeah.
kind of shocked they didn't say to him, "Oh, we'll match it," or "We'll give you more."
No,
right,
he's
right.
starting to realize that we can't be as crazy, and that's why we're having this issue.
Well, that's why he
should've just
paid to
hired
trade
Belcher.
all these guys
We're
away
gonna
that are
hire.
dying.
Well, Vin, let me ask you, Vin.
Mm,
Danny's delusional. Steve, he's moronic.
Thank you.
I feel like you.
Finn's more
head on
delusional
your
than
shoulder.
me.
I don't know, Dan.
Wait,
Well,
Danny, he was
actually,
going to compliment me. I wanted to hear
Danny-
this.
Danny, you're the one that just bought a Tommy DeVito jersey.
You did just buy a Tommy
No,
DeVito jersey.
I told him I was like, "Are you kidding me, you idiot?"
I do own an Andrew Ladd jersey though, so we're on the same level here, Dan.
All right, you're not making my point. I was saying, in regards to the Mets, I feel like you have the best grasp on it. Respectfully, not saying
Okay.
Steve and Danny, you don't. I don't mean that.
He
Danny,
definitely has more
we
of a
talk-
grasp on the Mets than the rest of us. I will
He-
give
I-
you
Yes,
that.
feel
Vin
like he
is
does.
the Met guy. I'm the Giant guy, and Steve's
Yes.
everybody else.
and Steve's the Islander guy. Yeah, free Harbaugh. Get this fucking shit out of here. But Vin, so what?
I had it
what
on my
exact-
hoodie last week too.
What would your ideal? And guys, I'm sorry again. That's why I'm only going to stay on for 10 minutes because I was listening to the show before. I don't want to interrupt. But what would your ideal offseason look like for the Mets?
Before you answer that, happy Thanksgiving to
Happy Thanksgiving.
the
too.
father of
My
Vincent Santangelo.
Oh, Vin's dad.
That's my dad.
I follow him on Instagram. He's a great guy.
He's a great human being.
Okay, so
We're going to when he comes to New York. We're inviting snacks to the Met game that we go to. Vince.
No,
You don't want that.
I don't know if he can handle snacks. The
Heard that could handle
ideal
anybody.
off season is Yamamoto is at the top of the list, and then somebody middle of the road, not Luis Severino, please, never, ever,
No, he's
please.
terrible.
We
He's
called
terrible.
that shit in January. All July.
They keep saying Jordan Montgomery. That's your boy, I know, but he took a step up. He's like gonna get big money this.
He's gonna get paid.
Yeah, the way he
Yeah.
pitched, he's gonna get paid. So
Would you root for him every 5 days, snacks, if he was a Met?
If he was on the
Just
Met?
for him to be successful in that game.
I will tell this. I've told Danny this. I don't hate the Mets. I don't. No, I don't. I
That's
do
the
not
biggest
hate
There's
the
no
Mets.
rival. There's no rivalry.
No, there's not.
shut up. There's the rivalry.
I was 8 years
They're-
old. We destroyed you guys in the World Series. There's no rivalry.
I was at that last game. First off, second off,
You wouldn't tell us the team is garbage and that you hate them if there wasn't a rivalry.
That's a fair point, Vin.
I-
It's a fair point.
all right, Vin, you keep going because I
It's a fair-
have a point for Snacks about
a fair point.
in-state rivalries.
Jordan
but-
Yamamoto, another pitcher somehow,
We
and
need like
then
3 pitchers.
so 3 pitchers.
We're signing Otani also, so we can have
No
3
Ohtani.
Japanese starters next year.
You
No
don't want
Ohtani.
Ohtani. The guy can't handle New York. All right, so
It was crazy being at that game that he played his first game at Citi Field. That was nuts.
so you're saying, Vin, you want 3 starters minimum, right? Like that's like the starting point, which is fair.
Ideally, I
Finn,
think they're going to
you
go
do.
with 2, to be completely honest.
You don't
but
want
yeah.
McGill and Peterson's hurt, right?
Peterson's not
that's
playing
the
until
thing, it's
July.
gonna-
August.
Peterson's hurt now, so
and then
they
it's
do
Joey
need
Casey, right?
they need 2 legitimate, like a 1 and a 3, or whatever, 2 top
2 and a
guys,
3.
and then some back end help. And they
Okay.
need to reshape the entire bullpen outside of this.
Listen, Milwaukee's
you-
selling. I want what's his name out of Milwaukee.
I was just gonna say, what do you feel about Josh Hader?
I
For the
would
bullpen?
love Josh Hader.
I
I don't
mind.
know if Josh Hader wants to come here and not close. But
Mm,
That's
Oh,
the biggest
yeah,
thing.
wow,
Is he
holy
willing to
shit,
take
yeah,
less
I
money
forgot
to
about-
be an 8 guy?
Yeah, money talks.
Yeah.
But then
But
again,
I-
but then again, it's baseball now. He can close some games because it's crazy.
Right.
And also, he's coming off the ACL injury, so he's probably gonna need those days to relax. And
Diaz
Well, no, I'm
is.
talking about big
Yeah,
leverage
Diaz, that's
spots.
what I'm-
He's going to pitch in the 8th because it's big leverage spot, and then
Right.
he closes.
you may
true.
have games where Diaz comes in the. You're right, which we did 2 years ago. Diaz comes in the 8th because your 3, 4, 5 guys are coming up.
I saw Lugo would come back. I would sign up for that.
I would take
I would
Lugo
be
for
okay with
another year.
Lugo as a back end rotation guy.
Yeah, I
I
was
would have
gonna
thought
say,
all
like,
those years of him pitching in the bullpen, we had a back end rotation guy right there.
Aaron Heilman crawled, so Seth Lugo. crawled.
Oh, Danny, that's a good one. Yeah, that stupid Irishman. But
No, Hader's a good call. I would love to. If you're gonna throw money at somebody,
Hader's a good
Go for
target.
it.
Yeah.
There's another one that Tommy keeps bringing up, the Cuban Missile.
Yeah,
As a free
I don't
agent.
want it.
Please
I don't
don't.
want Chapman. Get that
Please
nonsense
don't
out of
do
here,
that.
please.
Can you guys see? This is
Well,
why I hate the.
Seventh
This is
inning.
why. No, this is why I hate the Mets. Vin, this is why I asked you, Steve. Danny's pretty normal too. He's a normal Met fan. Steve, I think you're a delusional idiot. What are you talking about? Do not bring in.
Do you hate
Guy is-
Chapman?
Oh, he doesn't
He's
like him.
terrible.
Okay.
Well, you
Terrible.
traded him in honor to ruin it and got him ruined in Chicago.
Brought him back. Stupidly.
You're blocking your microphones. I think.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Sorry.
And then
A
brought him
Aroldis
back
Cha-
for way too much money.
And then we got rid of him. Unbelievably so. Regardless, do not bring that guy in. He's horrible. He can't pitch here. He couldn't pitch in Texas.
No, he couldn't.
All they love in Texas is high school football and horses, and he couldn't
they-
pitch there.
They figured it out. They won the World Series.
They did win the World Series. Which,
Did
by
you-
the way, I think I meant to send this to you. Everybody knows that I'm always right.
Of
Wrong.
course.
Other than Mitchell Robinson at the moment.
MVP season.
It's 14 games into the
He's
season.
Oh!
Mitchell Robinson's biggest fan. That's just a fact.
Let's relax. Let's rock.
Oh,
Jacob
did you talk to
DeGrom.
Cranky? Did you talk to Cranky yet? When we're gonna go?
He said we're gonna talk Sunday, so we'll all.
Oh man,
Elaborate
I hope
Sunday.
Florida wins. So
I know, right? He's in a good mood. Jacob DeGrom was mocked when he goes, "I wanted to sign with a team that can win the World Series."
It's true.
They won it.
Snacks was right,
I mean,
They won it.
he
but
pitched
he also got an
20
A
20
on
innings.
his project, not doing anything.
He,
He did.
Danny, I agree. He didn't do anything, but the team was very. Dude, they
I
dominated.
know they
They
dominated.
dominated.
That was
That's
like
the team
the,
that should
that
have
was the
dominated
06
going
World Series
into
all
the.
over. That was the 06 World Series all over again.
Literally,
But-
they rolled through everybody. So he was right. He was right. All right, Steve. I'm sorry. You want to talk about John? I only
There
gonna
was
stay on a
there
couple
was
more
a
minutes
you
because
brought up the rivalry. You brought up the rivalry thing before, right? So I brought this up to the guys a couple weeks ago after the Giant Jet game. Do you think, and be honest here, would it be more of a rivalry if the NFL added this extra game, right?
Mhm.
Why not make that instead of playing each other in that one stupid, meaningless preseason game when the third stringers all play and you don't get to see anybody good play? Why not make that your every year you switch home who is the home team and you make that your regular season extra game? And then that 1 year you're playing the division, like if the year we play the AFC East, cool, you'll throw in a different AFC team. You'll pick a random AFC team to play against us.
Say no more, Steve. I couldn't agree more. The Giants and Jets should play every year. I don't know
And then
why
it's a
they don't.
then you could call it kind of a rivalry. Because at
Yeah,
least they play each other
exactly.
every year.
And you can also market that too. New York rivalry. Like, well, I mean, they play in Jersey, but you know what I'm saying. Like, that's an easy marketable thing. You could do it the first game of the year on a 9/11 like they should have done it this year. Or you could do it on a Sunday night football or a Thursday night football. Like, why wouldn't you do that? It's the easiest marketable thing ever. So I 1000% agree. They should be playing every single year, not every 4 years. It's insane.
I agree. I just don't know. It feels like a schedule change that you'd have to make for like everybody. So would you change that to like a rivalry? Nobody else really has a rivalry.
Well, whatever
No,
your in-state rivalry is, so like Pittsburgh, Philly plays each other every
Right,
year.
I get,
The
but then
Rams and Chargers play each other
but that's
every
it.
year.
That's the only teams that have that kind of thing.
And Miami play
So-
each other every year.
Vin, that's a good point. And I guess I would say the way that the NFL does it, maybe I want to say like almost put it in college terms where it's rivalry week. Vin, like you said, like Pittsburgh, Philly,
Okay,
or LA and LA. Like, why not have that each week? Not you know what I mean? Like every year, so you can market that. You're gonna get ratings ridiculously.
right.
So
Even if
why-
it's just
like,
in state, you're going to
the
get
Cowboys
the
will play the Texans, right?
Right.
The
Yeah.
Jags can
Whatever
play
your-
the Bucs.
whatever
it's
your
like the Subway
regular
series, though. It's like the
yearly-
Subway series. We always had
Right.
to play the Yankees when the Nats and Orioles get to play, and it's like, oh,
Right.
okay, they get
Well,
3
that's-
easy wins.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like, who are the Packers playing? Like the fucking Colts? I don't know. Like,
there's no
who's the
Canada
one? Who's
teams,
that
right?
one preseason game you play every year?
there isn't one.
Well, that's what you get for being in Wisconsin. Nobody cares.
Yo.
about
Someone's fucking up there.
I
Steve,
mean,
drop it, Steve. Drop
like
it.
who would play
Drop
the
it.
Bills? Who would play the Bills?
The Toronto
Someone from the
Argonauts.
CFL.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And then
we'll
there's
play
one
the Montreal team. They can play the Toronto team.
There's
and
one
that's-
Florida team that's going to be missing out.
It's true.
See, so I
They can go to play a
fully-
team in London. Who cares? They can
Right.
go play
I
soccer
fully-
against the team in
I
London.
No, the
fully
Jaguars
agree.
play the London team. That's their team.
Right.
Fully agree with all
The
of
Jaguars
this.
have to play France
Oh,
because
God.
they're London, so they have to play France.
Fucking losers. I fully agree with all this, but I think my point would be there's a lot more cachet in New York versus New York. Danny, were you at the game, Giants Jets?
Unfortunately, yes, I was at the game.
Pouring rain, and the place was still packed. Like, if you do that every year, or even every 2 years, you're gonna get so many viewers and so much merch, all these things. It just makes sense. It just makes sense logistically.
I was thinking you said like rivalry week. I'm thinking do something like that. Like week 8 is rivalry, right? So the Bears play the Packers week 8. The Vikings play the Lions, the Jets play the Giants. And
Have a
you
week
set
like that, right?
things up. Steelers, Ravens.
You could
whatever.
even do it for like
On-
a 2-week thing. You have like that last week of October and that first week of November, and just
Right.
make those games.
That's
Like,
not a horrible.
nobody gets a bye in those 2 weeks.
right.
Yeah,
And it's-
Everybody's playing.
everybody's playing. And then like New York, like that's perfect.
New Jersey.
Shut up, man.
No one.
Are you
likes
going to the Packer game, by the way? The Giants Packers?
No,
You're,
absolutely.
nobody.
Yeah, yeah.
We made that decision a long
By the
time
way, that's
ago.
gonna get flexed. The Jet game's gonna get flexed for that. By the way,
So apparently, there's 2 Monday
Is
night
it-
games that
Danny,
week.
is
Also,
it-
by the way,
yeah, because they're playing the Texans, so that might get flexed because they
If
play
it gets
Sunday at
flexed, gets
1.
flexed out. I'm
I was
still
listening to
all my
the
tickets are already
S-
gone, so it doesn't
I
matter.
was
I'm not
listening
going to. It doesn't matter.
I was listening to the SI Media podcast, and they had the NFL schedule guy today, and he goes, "You didn't hear from me, but if the Texans look good this week, and the Jets look and the Giants are the Giants, and the Packers look like the Packers, the potential of the Jets Texans to be flexed to Monday night could happen because they want to showcase Stroud."
Stroud. Yeah, that makes sense.
But
Put 'em
whatever.
on.
it's
Get us off
basically
the
after this
fucking-
week. But I'm not going anyway. So
Yeah, I gave up my. We gave away our tickets.
yeah,
Me and
Sunday's
my,
my
me and my brother. Me and my brother gave
Happy
gave
belated
ours up
birthday to your brother. By the
yeah
way.
Sunday's my
thank you.
Sunday's my
Thank
last
you.
game.
We'll kill it,
It's
boys.
gonna be Bill's last game too. Bill's last game in New England also, so it'll be great.
Enjoy the rest of the show. I'll watch the end.
Snacks is always a pleasure. Happy
I always
Thanksgiving to you and the entire family, sir.
I will
Enjoy
talk
it.
to you in 10 minutes. I'm sure.
always appreciate you guys letting me on. I
Always
hate stealing
welcome.
the thunder because I enjoy you guys' banter. But happy Thanksgiving to Danny. I'll talk to you 400 times. Vin, Steve, I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving, and to you and your family. And the next time I see you both, I'm gonna probably punch you both in the fucking face. So, and to Vin's dad, great man. Happy Thanksgiving to him.
See you later, bud.
Later, buddy.
I'll see you guys.
Bye, Snacks.
Such a
His
northeast way
dad.
of
Speaking of his dad said this: it takes away that one game at MetLife Stadium, but it doesn't because of that extra game. That would be the extra game. That would be
Right.
the 9th home game for whichever team is the home team that year.
So, but
So
it
it
actually
really
would
wouldn't
give
take
them
away.
both 9 home games.
It'll give them
Every
both
year.
9 games
But
at MetLife Stadium.
LA would have the same thing. So.
Right, and LA would
I-
have the same thing. You know, I don't think it makes a difference
I
because
don't
even the Jet Giant game, I would say was 70-30 Giants,
That's
I thought
maybe
it was a good-
60-40.
Yeah, it was 60-40.
But that's just
It would
the
have
way
been
it is in
definitely
the
a lot
city.
flipped if Rodgers is playing or if both teams
Sure.
were playing well. It probably would have been, a
yeah,
little
and it
different,
wasn't a
but still-
monsoon out either.
Right, the
Yeah,
monsoon
correct.
pushed a lot of people away, but yeah, again, it wouldn't really take away a game, but it'll put 9 games basically for both of them. I did find it interesting though. During the preseason games, I found out the Jets get leftover tickets from the Giants and vice versa, whoever has the home game. Yes, because a buddy of mine was at the Giant Jet preseason game, even though it was a Giant home game, because he said his ticket rep called him. He's like, "Hey, I got tickets in a box for you."
Oh,
Basically, it's a, "Hey, I'm gonna put you in a luxury box. I'm gonna put you in the suite, the whatever the club seats are called, to show them off to try and get you to up your seats to make more money." That was basically what that was.
Doesn't
But
sound
still,
like
it
a
still
great
works
plan.
for that. So, all right. So with that, are we doing picks?
Yeah, let's do picks.
Pre-injury report picks.
this is
Well, he's always in. Will Lions.
oh.
I'm calling Hutch gets the turkey leg.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Packers rivalry game, and they'll keep it close. Golf has been turning the ball over way too much, but they do run the ball so well. Vin, how's your run defense?
Danny, I told you this in the text messages.
Yes, you're right. All right,
We gave
All
up
right,
200 yards to
Lions-
Najee Harris.
Oh, okay, 7.5. All right, sorry. So Gibb and Montgomery is going to rush for 100 each. Okay, got it.
Danny asked me for help the Packer Charger game, and I just vented for 2.5 minutes, and he just went, "It's only a minute and a 30-second video."
Yeah,
so.
I have to help. I have to help Deb because she's busy with life, and I was like, "Oh, I'll help you." And I write her scripts for her Charger video that takes a minute 30, and Vin's like writing me essays. I'm like, Vin, I just need the meat and potatoes, but I appreciate it.
Shut up, Vin. Just give me the answer.
It's
I
like no
that's
one.
what I did.
No,
What did
it's
you
funny.
use?
No, because like if it was like Vin hasn't talked about the Packers all week till I texted him, and it was just like, I'm like, okay, cool.
What did you end up using? The part of when it was hurt?
Yeah, I used that, and that their running game sucks, and
Yeah.
Eckler should have been fine.
I don't think he was. No, actually, they gave up a lot of rushing yards, but it was.
And then
a lot of Herbert.
and then obviously I have to be pro Charger in this. So I was
Sure,
like,
no, of course.
so I was just like, well, with Herbert and Eckler, they should have no reason because, like every other week, their offense is either better or equal to the opponent. This week, this should be no different, and they should take care of business. So, thankfully, it's her saying it, not me. So I can write whatever I want.
They didn't do
She
that.
doesn't have to read all of it.
No. It's just a loose. It's a loose guideline.
I'm taking the Lions. I don't know if I said that because
Yeah.
the Packers are even more beat to shit than they were last week. Now Aaron Jones is out, and
Right.
people, like I said, Luke Musgrave has a lacerated kidney.
Yeah, that's
not
rough.
great. So there's a lot of things going
That's
on.
not good for a short week.
Not
No.
good at all.
It's going to be an injured short week. So yeah, take the Lions. Taking the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Washington defense is just very bad.
Yeah. And the Cowboys have been taking care of business against the bad teams, although they have not beat a team with a winning record yet.
Right. Yep. Typical.
Who do we got next?
Niners, Seahawks. I'm going Niners.
Yeah, they seem to have figured things out as well.
And we don't know Geno Smith's injury. He seems to be okay.
A buddy I work with, big Niner fan, I told him straight up, I hope you destroy them, but just give me 5 for over 100 and a touchdown from DK.
From who?
DK.
The only one that matters. Because Kenneth Walker is probably not playing. So,
oh, what do you guys think about the Jets being the Black Friday team? Do you think it's a good idea?
I mean,
it's
it was
such a Woody Johnson move. So
no, I mean they were supposed to have Aaron Rodgers, so it was good.
No, but I'm saying the Jets want to be the team that plays on Black Friday every year.
I mean, God bless.
Okay, I agree. It is what it is.
I mean, I think the Dolphins. That's another team that plays good against shitty teams. So I'm going. 10's a lot, but I said that last week against the Bills. So I'm going. And we don't know what Tim Boyle has, so I'm going Dolphins.
I know what Tim Boyle has. It's not
and
a
he
lot.
Stinks. Yeah,
he's not great. Look, he's a wonderful dude. I don't think he's that great.
Let's see, 3:30 on Friday, college football. Tulane. Yeah.
No, they're good this year.
Yeah, but they're playing UTSA, Utah
That's
State, next to the state.
They're both good, actually.
You can get in for as low as $4 right now if you want to head to New Orleans.
They're still good.
Tim Boyle has 3 starts. They were all with the Lions in 2021. He's 0-3 with 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and 526 yards over those 3 games.
I mean, the only college football game, TCU Oklahoma at noon, could be good, even though TCU is not that good. But at 7:30, you got Penn State, Michigan State, who's going to be the
right? But that's
playing
it.
at Ford Field.
7:30. That's it.
Yeah, Texas Texas is 7:30, and also Oregon State is 8:30 Friday. So really, it's nothing special during the day. It's all at night after that game. That really matters, college football wise.
Correct.
But yeah, I'm taking the Dolphins.
This one's fun.
This is weird.
Who's quarterback for the Saints this week?
I don't know.
Jameis?
They had the bye week, so Carr could be back.
Oh, that's right.
He is listed as questionable at the moment. So, questionable. What does that mean? He's in concussion protocol. So, he's probably not playing.
Oh, no, he's got till Sunday.
Yeah, it's still Friday, really.
And also, you saw Brock Purdy was putting it on a Wednesday and then got out of it. So.
Yeah, got out of it.
Who's playing quarterback for the Falcons?
I think they're back to Ritter.
Heineke is questionable.
Heineke's questionable.
I'm going Saints.
Heineke is questionable with a hamstring and is not expected to practice this week.
Okay,
Yeah.
it sounds like a Ritter. I'm going with the Saints.
I'm going Steelers. They're going to
100%.
They're opening the playbook.
It's unfortunate.
Did you know that Pickett has the same amount of touchdown passes since like the first week of October as Anthony Richards?
That's not great.
That's not good. Luckily, the
We should
Packers'
point out
running
for the
defense
fans-
wasn't good
Anthony Richardson has not played.
since that day.
Correct.
Oof.
It's not great.
Texans. Titans.
Titans.
Yeah.
What point in the season do we just skip games? Just be like, you both get L's.
That one.
That one.
No, they get ties.
Well, the Giant Pats game.
Skip it.
It's gonna be a thriller in the swamps of Jersey.
The Colts are 5-5. Why?
The Colts are fighting for that division and are going to win this week. Also, I'm taking the Titans, but the Colts are going to win that this week because Tampa's finally realizing they're not good.
I don't know what that game you shouldn't be allowed to bet on it. It's so up in the air.
But it's in Indianapolis, so they just released the linebacker who is at 60-something tackles and averages like 110 per year.
Why are the Patriots so bad? What?
Why are we underdogs to the Patriots?
Because Bill and their defense.
Are they trying to lose on purpose to get a quarterback?
No, they're trying to lose on purpose because they're not good.
It's not a bad idea.
I think the Giants cover. This is going to be one of those games.
This has us getting sacked 10 times again.
Right.
Figuring it out.
But we're gonna sack Zappy or McCorkle the same.
They asked Bill who's gonna play this week at quarterback. He said the whole team was told to be prepared to play quarterback.
At what point does Bill just step away?
The end of the year.
Do you think so? Is it?
I saw someone made the meme of when Stone Cold came back and had the steel chair and just started hitting everybody, and it was Kraft walking in the ring, and it was all the coaching staff for the Patriots.
Oh God, this is weird. But I saw a WWE list the other day. I'm thinking it was a TikTok creator list, like it wasn't like an official list. They were ranking entrances, and they had Stone Cold at 5. And I was like, "What kind of the fuck is that?"
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Also, Texans are a game back.
I want to pick the Texans, but I think the Jaguars are better.
Texans are hosting the Jaguars, hosting the Broncos, going to MetLife to face the Jets, going to Tennessee.
That's going to be a good game, though.
Dude, what was their final record? They don't play Jacksonville again after this. So they're 1-0. This is the last game. If they win this game, they are leading in the division and have a ideally game lead at the same record because they're up 2-0 on the season series.
They would have the tiebreaker.
The tiebreaker. The first division tiebreaker.
I'm taking the
I'm taking the Texans. This guy's winning. This guy's going to host a playoff game and win Coach of the Year without question.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is actually like.
I'm going Broncos.
I'm going to go Broncos, but it's an intriguing match because that.
I'm going Browns. I like defense. The way they
their defense is,
manhandle people.
Yeah.
And it's not just.
But they just have no quarterback. Let's see what Flacco does. Maybe Flacco just walks in and Flacco shit up.
But the Broncos D is just as nasty. So.
Yeah, I know.
I'm giving the Broncos because they're at home. That's okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Randy Orton coming back at Survivor Series?
Whatever.
You don't care?
It was
during football season. I don't watch.
There's no juice for you there, though.
It was poorly set up.
I don't like the fact that they didn't he didn't just come out? Like, why did Cody have to be the one to say it? That was dumb.
Why didn't he just pop up out of nowhere like?
Why
like he
didn't
did
his
the other
his
night?
music is very poppable? Like you could just hit.
Once that music hits, it would be very popular.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't just do that. Anyway, that's some wrestling take for the.
Well, people think that his music won't hit, and it'll be CM Punk's music instead.
You can't. Well, that was the thing.
You can.
So that's what I
Everybody has a price, and CM Punk is one of those guys.
I saw another TikTok that was like, you can't leave it anonymous because if it's anonymous, anybody that isn't Punk is a disappointment. If you just say it's Randy and Punk shows up, it's only pop either way.
Right.
Okay, I could see it.
The other thing was the match ends, everyone leaves the ring, and
then he shows up.
Rollins is the one that wins the match. So his music is playing, and they're all singing his music, and then the music goes out, and then he shows up.
Okay.
Because that's the matchups everybody wants. But it'll be like all talk until the Rumble anyway.
So over CM Punk, I don't care. I'm sick of him. He's a fucking cancer.
Anywho.
So I'd rather him not be around. But go ahead. Rams. I'm taking the Rams. Nope. Taking the Cardinals. Nope. Rams. I don't know.
How much longer does Sean McVay have in Los Angeles?
Until
I
he
feel bad
wants
because
to
he has
a job forever.
Okay. He does have a job. Okay.
I don't know if it's forever. He has a job until he resigns.
Right now, it's until he wants to leave.
Correct. Yeah, it's on him.
Until he wants to go to Amazon.
You think he'll just like bail and start announcing?
Well, that was the rumor. They were throwing a lot of money at him. So.
I know, but do you think he'll do it? He'll do like a Gruden or something. Like he just bails and waits for a job.
Well,
like
he won't have to wait.
If they're throwing him Tony Romo money.
That's what I'm saying. He'll wait for like we just talked about the Chargers. He'll wait for that esque job to come open, and then take one of those. Take a Cowboy job, take a Charger job. One of those things.
Yeah. I'm going Cards.
All right. I'm going the Cardinals too. I changed my mind.
Ooh, Chiefs are gonna look to destroy them.
10.5.
Can they physically do it though?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm taking them.
I don't like the way the quarterback's playing. This is an interestingly low.
Yes, Spags is gonna confuse them.
Spags versus a rookie quarterback.
It's true.
Ooh, this is a good game. This will be my radio listen while I leave the stadium on Sunday.
I'll be home by kickoff. Lucky for probably be home by kickoff for this game.
Eagles. Still or not? It's the same thing they did last year. It doesn't look crisp.
Right.
We said the same thing the whole season. They were like, "Oh, they didn't beat anybody. Oh, it hasn't been great."
No, they were
now they beat somebody. They went to KC.
I know, but it's not like it doesn't look all together, and yet they still just keep winning. I'm taking
that's the
Steelers Bengals 1:00 on Channel 2. By the way, this week.
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
And Giants Patriots is the only Fox game.
Oh, excuse me. If we had a lock of the week, it's Ravens -4.5.
Oh yeah,
please.
4.5 is kind of low. This is kind of low. What's with the low spreads?
4.5 against this Chargers. I believe me. I just watched this Charger team this day.
Yeah, but 3.5 for the Vikings. The way they've been playing against the Bears.
Yeah, I think I'm a little surprised at that too. Oh, that's going to be a low-scoring game, and I put 44. That's should be like a 36.
43.5.
I'm going. That's going to be a low-scoring game.
Indoor. Remember, it's indoors. It's not in.
Doesn't matter.
38. I got to see what the over/under is on the Giant game.
I lost the under on Sunday because of the pick 6.
It's got to be like 10, right?
On the Giants,
33.5.
What is it?
33 and a half.
Wow,
Last
I
week
was going to say
36.
34.
Last week was
Jeez.
36 and a half.
33 and a half. Oof.
Actually, I lost it on the
Oof.
Dotson. I lost it on the Dotson touchdown, not the pick six.
Unbelievable. All right.
Yeah, I'm going Vikings.
Well, everybody enjoy your Thanksgiving.
You
Everybody
too.
enjoy
Have a
your
happy, healthy
family
one.
time. We will
For all the
see-
retail employees out there, don't go
Godspeed.
shopping on Black Friday.
Godspeed.
enjoy your holidays, everybody.